So let's talk about the wide receiver rankings in the 2021 NFL draft. We have your top 10 wide receivers, then we'll dive into top 5 tight ends. Do you feel like your rankings are generally are they in line with the consensus? Do you have some outliers? How does this work out? Amari Rodgers 10, Tylan Wallace 9, Terrace Marshall 8.
Terrace Marshall.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
So that's fine. There aren't very many people named Terrace. So, so I think the wide receiver class is one where things are sort of interesting in that people have a lot of different opinions, starting with number 2. I think most people think Marr Chase is number 1. But after that, it gets interesting. So at the bottom, I like Amari Rodgers a lot as a slot receiver. He actually worked out. I think he did some running back drills at his pro day. I think I asked you this before, but I asked you again, see if you remember. You know who Amari Rodgers' dad is? Famous Tennessee alum. Not Peyton Manning. But he's the only quarterback.
Is it
yes,
T. Martin?
That's right.
Oh, okay. I was like trying to think of somebody named Rodgers.
Yeah, he did what Peyton Manning never could at Tennessee. He won it all, baby.
That's right. The year after Peyton Manning left.
After he left or before after he left? You're right. That's right. Yeah.
So it was immediately following Peyton Manning's departure from Tennessee.
Because he was in the draft.
I was living in Tennessee at the time.
Oh, God. That's how old you are. He was in the same draft class as Tom Brady, I do believe. But anyway, I like Amari Rodgers as a slot receiver, as sort of a gadget guy you can get the ball to near the line of scrimmage. You can do damage because he runs like a running back, which explains why he got some running back carries. Tylan Wallace is a fun guy. Towards ACL in 2019, but incredibly tough at the catch point. He's undersized. I think he had some pretty good pro day numbers in terms of what he ran. Doesn't create a lot of separation when you watch him play, but I like his toughness and he's a guy I'd like to see on the Steelers. That's sort of my gauge of where I rank these guys. Terrace Marshall, you mentioned at 8. I think he's probably, for me, he's a second-round guy. Maybe he sneaks to the first because he's big catch radius, can run, ran in the 4.3s his pro day. But the issue for me, and I've said this before in the podcast, is that he was at his best when he was the third fiddle, if you will, after Marr Chase and Justin Jefferson. So is he a first-round talent, like a legit number 1? I don't know. Elijah Moore at number 7 is a slot guy. Also ran really fast this pro day, but he plays fast too. And he played in Ole Miss in that offense. And I think I had him going in my 7th-round mock draft, which came out Monday, in the 2nd round to the Patriots as a sort of Julian Edelman next man up situation. I don't know if he'll be the Hall of Famer that Julian Edelman is, but he's a really fun player to watch.
So at 4, 5, and 6, you have Kadarius Toney, Rondale Moore, and Rashod Bateman. Those are your 4, 5, and 6 rankings. Out of those 3, how many end up going in the first round?
1.5 is the over-under.
Yes, that is correct. 4.5. Well, it's really more like 2 because the juice is obscene right now. It's like, I think it's minus 200 or thereabouts. I will
Kadarius
look up.
Toney, I would take him in the first round. Rashod Bateman, I've talked myself into taking him into the first round. I've said it before, but I'll repeat it. His 2019 tape is awesome. His 2020 season was up and down. In part, I think it had to do with him having COVID over the summer. He said it affected him. I think he lost some weight and didn't play quite up to the standards that we saw in 2019. So I think he's going to bounce back. Rondale Moore, my only concern is that he's 5'7". So, what's
5'7" is short.
Cheetah. What's Cheetah's name? Can't remember.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill is 5'9". So he feels like the floor of guys you're going to, and Tyreek Hill is unbelievably special. Rondale Moore has a chance to be special, but he only played 7 games the last 2 years. So there's the durability concerns, but he does a lot of things that are like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened by a human being in a football game. So I'll say, I'll take the under on 2. I think 1 gets drafted out of those 3, but I like all those guys for different reasons.
So you think that the under is the bet then?
It's hard to say. So the Packers need a wide receiver. The Packers, for some idiotic reason, refuse to take wide receivers in the first round. So they're there at the bottom of the first round. Take a wide receiver. The Saints could sort of target a wide receiver, but they have defensive needs there. The Ravens at 27 could take a wide receiver. But JLC wrote on Monday that they could be in the business of trading down. So maybe they're not even going to be there. The Jaguars at 25 could take a wide receiver if they want to help out Trevor Lawrence. So there are teams that are going to be there. The Jets pick a few picks before that. Maybe they do. There are teams that are going to need wide receivers, but I don't know if they go in other directions with the offensive line class, with the edge rush guys who will probably go off the board there. Maybe some cornerbacks are there that they like. So I'm going. Yes, I'm sticking with my guns. I'm going under.
Okay, I'm going to try and bring up a page. Well, I don't know why this is acting up and not letting me go to it. Have you seen? Do you mess around with mockdraftable.com at all?
Yeah, it's been tough for them this year to update the player comps because I think they've been slow in getting the data, but they do send out tweets periodically saying that, oh, we have this position group in there. Yeah, I love that place.
Yeah. So some of the comps for, I can't get it to load on my desktop for some reason. I was going to show the page just because Rondale Moore's, I've never seen anything like Rondale Moore's spider web chart. Have you seen it?
Look at it. It's like a half moon.
It is. I mean, like, he hits every single, he's in the 79th percentile on his 20-yard shuttle, 89th three-cone drill, 82nd broad jump, 98th vertical jump, 96th 40-yard dash, 96th 20-yard split. His 10-yard split is actually 43. And then just nothing in terms of height, weight, length, arm size. Look at Debo. Debo's so good at this. Thanks, Debo. I try. Debo and I are a good combo because I know how to filibuster so Debo can get something going.
So look,
yeah, I mean,
he's 5'7" and he has 28-inch arms. The 5'7" height is 1 percentile among all wide receivers.
Sure.
28-inch arms is 0 percentile. So that's the issue. His catch radius is basically his face.
It's not great.
But he's so dynamic. So I don't know what you do. Like, I don't know if you take a flyer on round one and
it doesn't feel, and some of the comps there, scroll down a little bit, Debo, you see Isaiah McKenzie, Mecole Hardman, Greg Dortch, Philip Dorsett, and Braxton Berrios. Love Greg Dortch. I just, those guys haven't panned out, obviously, the way that you would hope.
And by the way, that's Arizona Mike Thomas, not
Saints Mike Thomas. That's right. But I don't know, man. I feel like going with a smaller wide receiver, while risky, I feel like Rondale Moore is, and it's dumb. It's like if he's 3 inches taller, he's going in the first round. It's not a question.
Oh my God, yeah. But if you scroll up at the very top there, Debo, Andy Isabella is the best comp, and he was a second-round pick, and he has not exactly blown the doors off.
Your guy, Andy Isabella.
He ran in the 4.3s. He was a sprinter. He actually was faster than Denzel Ward coming out of high school when they ran the 100. But Elijah Moore is right below him. We just talked about him. And then Jaylen Darden, is fourth. And he's a similar body type. And has a chance. He'll probably go on day 3. But he scored something like 19 touchdowns from North Texas this year.
Yeah, it stinks. Like Jaylen Waddle, you're not going to get any comps on in terms of speed and all that. It's just tough. Yeah, I just looked. He doesn't have anything, just the wingspan and all that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because I feel like Henry Ruggs is probably. Oh, they have some comps.
Yeah, they have comps, but you can only base the comps on.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Height, weight, hand size. You can't. You need all the things to go into to make the comps work. So yeah, one of the things I think has been interesting is the Kadarius Toney stuff. He felt like a first rounder, a lock early on, and has sort of drifted into that late second or late first, early second. I mean, Peter Schrager was saying a week ago. We talked about this last on the mock draft show, but that he thinks Kadarius Toney could be top 15. I don't think. See, I think this is how the over under is going to work. It's going to go one of two ways, and it sort of hinges on the 4, 5, 6, the picks up there, because if the Falcons take Kyle Pitts, and then the Bengals take Marr Chase, I think the Dolphins might take Jaylen Waddle. We'll talk about those guys in a minute. Maybe DeVonta Smith. We'll see.
That's what happened in my 7-round mock draft. And as I said in Twitter, I got all 259 picks correct. So that makes sense to me.
Well, if those 3 guys go 4, 5, 6, or even DeVonta Smith goes 6, if 3 of the 4 top pass catchers in this draft go 4, 5, 6, I really think there's a good chance that we see 2 to 3 more wide receivers at least go in the first round.
Ooh, 5. I would imagine. I haven't seen, this is what I like to do. I haven't seen William Hill, but 4.5, I would guess, is what the over under is for first round.
Minus 210 is the over.
It is?
Juiced up to the over, yes.
Ooh, saucy.
So you had DeVonta Smith going 12, and it also depends on these these needs. Are these guys going to take these edge rushers down here or running back?
I had 5 guys going in my first round. So Toney,
you have Kadarius Toney going 27 and Bateman 29. You clown, get out of here.
I know. Just threw away $210.
And that's not even hard. It's not hard to get to 5 either.
But I mean, this assumes that the Packers will do something different and take a wide receiver. This assumes the Ravens don't trade down, but it also assumes the teams that are trading up don't want these guys as well. So you just don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet the over because it's $210, but I would be.
Oh, I didn't lose 210. I bet the under.
You lost $100. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want to bet the under though. Yeah, I don't know if I'm betting the over at 5.5 either though.
I would stay away.
Yeah, I think if you got it at 150 to 175, you count your stars, and if it's minus 200, you just got to bail on it. So,
no, I think.
But what's separate? Like, I mean, obviously Toney's a more physical wide receiver, and more sort of Bateman's Moore is the speed demon and the tiny fella.
Yeah, Moore's sort of a slot guy, undersized. Kadarius Toney's 5'11", I think, but he plays like a running back with the ball in his hands. He has had some focus drops, and that's one of the concerns with him. And maybe that sees him drop into the early second round. But Schrager has talked to people that said, whatever, top 15. And, the Mr. Trubisky example, it only takes one person. So, that's, yeah, of course it could happen. Bateman looked undersized last year. He played bigger and stronger and faster, I thought, in 2019. So he played outside primarily. He can play inside, but yeah, I think 5 is going to be close. That's going to be a fun one to watch.
Well, again, if Miami goes Waddle or Smith, and then the Giants go Smith or Waddle, whoever's left over, suddenly Debo, the Eagles, could be left taking Kadarius Toney. How would you feel about that at 12?
Not thrilled.
I just took Jaylen Reagor, and that didn't work out.
That's just a repeat of last year.
Right. Yeah.
It does feel like that's
not
Eagles
in the sense that, you're passing up on someone better. But
yeah, I mean, you have to take Patrick Surtain there.
And getting too cute. Howie Roseman known for getting too cute with some of these picks. Let's just go by that. I joked about that when they traded back from 12. I was like, all right, I'd be happy with pretty much any possibility besides, reaching for one of these receivers. I'd be happy with Rashawn Slater at 12. I'd be happy with J.C. Horn. Not happy with the 4th receiver or beyond.
So, Brinson, I gave old Eric DeBerardinis a shout out on HQ on Monday.
Ooh, go on. How so?
I was talking to Amanda Gare about the Eagles picks in my 7-round mock draft, and she described the Eagles as a mess. And I said, our very own Eric DeBerardinis, the PickSix podcast producer, will not even read the scathing article from The Athletic because he wants to remain in his happy place. That's how messed up that organization is. And then I went on.
That is how messed up it is. All right. So the top 3. Is there a huge gulf? Is there a gulf between Ryan Wilson's top 3 and the rest of the receivers? We'll tell you after the break. So the big 3, I mean, for me, there's a gulf. Maybe I need to do more Kadarius Toney work or Rondale Moore work. But man, these top 3 guys, and you can see it. It's pretty clearly displayed by the odds here.
There's
Jamar Chase minus 600 to be the first wide receiver taken, according to William Hill. DeVonta Smith 6-1, Jaylen Waddle 7-1, and then next up is Rashod Bateman at 40-1. I would be stunned if any of the big 3 were taken first. I would be shocked, but I wouldn't be stunned if Jaylen Waddle went ahead of Jamar Chase. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, that's reasonable. Last year, Henry Ruggs went ahead of Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb, and some people were surprised, and I think Pete Briscoe actually said he had heard that Henry Ruggs might go first. Turns out Justin Jefferson should have been the first pick, but that's why it's crapshoot. Like I do. Like, do you think that anyone on planet Earth is putting any money down on Seth Williams just because he's 20,000 to 1?
No, 200 to 1. It's not even good odds.
I'm sorry, plus 20,000. Yeah.
I mean, Diami Brown is 150 to 1. There's no chance he's gonna be the first wide receiver taken.
None. I feel like even at $1, I don't even know if you can bet $1. That's wasted $1. Like, you would be better served taking that $1, crumpling it up and throw it in someone's face that you don't like. You would get more satisfaction out of that. I
think the only bettable item on here. Well, what you could do. I'll throw a caveat in that. The only bettable item on this particular prop is Jaylen Waddle 7-1 first wide receiver. If you love DeVonta Smith, maybe he could be the first one. I just have a hard time. Let's say that the Bengals are the first team eligible to take a wide receiver. Are they taking Jaylen Waddle over Joe Burrow's boy, Jamar Chase? That would be insane. It would be a slap in the face. Even if they take Penei Sewell, then do you think the Dolphins, maybe the Dolphins at 6 could take Waddle over Jamar Chase? That's not out of this world crazy.
Assuming that Kyle Pitts has gone to the Falcons, I think you take Waddle or Chase, and depending on what you're looking for. But
maybe you want to make sure Tua plays with a guy who's outwardly expressed that Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Tua.
I was going to say Jamar Chase did wonders for Joe Burrow. Perhaps he could do the same for Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think Jamar Chase is my number 1. Jaylen Waddle went first. It wouldn't surprise me. I have DeVonta Smith as my number 2 on my big board because he's awesome. If he weighed 185 pounds, we'd be talking about him as possibly the first wide receiver off the board. But because he weighs 170 and he's 6'1", there are durability concerns, even though he was quite durable in college. In fact, the only issue he had was the broken finger he had, which had nothing to do with him being slight of frame. But Jaylen Waddle to me is better than Henry Ruggs coming out, and he's a 4-down player, can return kicks, is super exciting, yada, yada, yada. And as I mentioned, I had him going to the Dolphins at 6 because Jamar Chase went 5 to the Bengals in my latest mock draft.
7-round mock draft. Yeah. You have DeVonta Smith then falling to, you have Jaylen Waddle going 6. Man, I watched Jaylen Waddle. I know you have him. So did you think about flipping these on the big board? Jaylen Waddle above DeVonta Smith?
Yeah, it's close, but I wanted to give DeVonta Smith the respect he's due. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. He dominated. Jaylen Waddle was hurt for most of the 2020 season with the ankle injury. DeVonta Smith took over games, and he did, yes, the offensive line's great. Yes, they have Mechie, who's going to be a first-round pick probably at some point. Yes, Nick Saban's coaching him, yada, yada, yada. I get all that. But the dude was balling out. So, I feel like he's the second best wide receiver in this draft class. And like I said, if he's 185, he might be number 1.
Okay. I would take Waddle over DeVonta Smith, I think. It's pretty close.
And that's what was reflected in my actual draft, because I would imagine NFL teams feel the same as you do.
I think you get all the things that you get with DeVonta Smith, except with a bigger player. Waddle is fast as hell. Waddle's faster than Smith.
He is. He's almost as fast as Henry Ruggs, but DeVonta's taller than
Is DeVonta taller than Waddle?
Waddle's small. Waddle's maybe 5'10".
Okay, he plays bigger.
He does. He looks. I think he plays bigger as well. But he is.
Waddle and Jamar Chase both play bigger.
Jamar Chase is legitimate. He's Anquan Bolden, but he can run a 4.38.
Why? I mean, I thought he was shorter.
He was probably standing next to Justin Jefferson, who's taller.
Yeah. How tall is Jamar? Jamar Chase is 6 feet tall.
He's 6 feet even. Yep.
Okay. Right. All right. I guess that's not big though.
No, but he's thick, like Anquan thick is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But fast.
Anyway, my point being is that Jamar Chase and Jaylen Waddle are my top 2 guys. You disagree slightly.
Just slightly. All 3. You're right though. From 3 to 4, there's a gap. It's like going from the top 5 quarterbacks to the 6th quarterback. There's a gap there.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is, even though when I watch Jaylen Waddle play and I watch Jamar Chase play, and I'm not saying they're the same size, I just feel like they look like NFL sized players to me. And DeVonta Smith looks a little bit smaller.
Yeah, he's tall and sort of drawn out. I agree. I don't disagree with that. I was surprised the final Jaylen Waddle was 5'10". He does play bigger than that in my mind. But to your point, the speed is bonkers crazy. I mean, he was still a blur when he was playing in the championship game on a bad wheel. Yeah.
His speed is insane. All right, so yeah, I guess Jaylen Waddle's 5'10" and DeVonta Smith is 6 feet. I don't see that. How do I not see that? I think they're like flipped in my mind. That's crazy. I don't know. Right. So anyway, talk to me about Jamar Chase. And
he's awesome. Like, he is absolutely awesome. It was funny. I was talking to someone earlier today about Jamar Chase. I was like, I didn't know if he was going to run that fast. I was surprised. And he's like, he was a 4.4 guy all day long. That didn't surprise me at all. And he was actually 4.38. And the funny thing is, he was I think it was the slowest of the receivers at their pro day. So it was Jamar Chase, Terrace Marshall, who we've talked about, and Racey McMath, who was like the number 4 receiver in that offense in 2019, who's a special teams star. So he's going to get drafted primarily for that. And then the upside that it comes with being a tall, big catch radius wide receiver. But Jamar Chase was the best player on that team in 2019 after Joe Burrow. And that also included Justin Jefferson, who, of course, had 1,400 receiving yards as a rookie for Minnesota, and who, as Debo will tell you, the Eagles passed on.
Tough. That's mean, man. What's the lowest? All right, what's the floor for Jamar Chase in this draft?
Well, quarterback's going 1, 2, 3. I mean, the Falcons, they would be crazy if they took Jamar Chase, I think, only because of Julio and Calvin.
I don't think it's because of Julio Calvin so much as Kyle Pitts. It's like,
that's what I mean. Yeah. You take that pass catcher as opposed to the other. Yeah, that's right. So the Bengals could take Penei Sewell, but I think we all agree that it feels like they're not going to.
So we think the ceiling for Jamar Chase is 5.
No.
I guess the ceiling can be 4.
Oh, yeah. No, 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless someone trades up to 4, because I think we agree the Falcons aren't going to do it. Right. So ceiling is 5. But if the Dolphins, let's say the Bengals take Penei, let's say the Dolphins take Jaylen, the Lions take a quarterback, Justin Fields. The Panthers.
I think the Panthers would take Jamar Chase.
They have to take Jamar Chase at 8.
Yeah.
I think that's the floor, unless assuming no one trades. That has to be the floor. Like you can't pass on Jamar Chase.
His over under, by the way, is it's moved. It was 6.5. I see on a local and juiced like minus 182 to the under.
Yeah, with
the expectation that it's either going 5 or 6. And now at William Hill, it is over under 5.5 minus 115 on both sides. I would not. You're basically coin flipping on Penei Sewell. See, when you get to 6, I think I got it earlier 6.5 at minus 133. That's what I prefer, because then you get 2 shots. You get 3 shots: the trade up, the Bengals, and the Dolphins. I don't know that I would. If I'm betting on that over under 5.5 for Jamar Chase, 1, I'm taking the under if I take it.
Yep.
And 2, I'm waiting till like as long as possible to take that under, because I'm hoping to hear some buzz come out as we get closer to the draft.
That's a risk because the line can move.
Sure, but I mean, I don't think they're not going to drop it to 4.5. It's just going to be 5.5, and the juice might move.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Yeah, I think I like the under too. I think the Bengals. That's who they're eyeballing.
I will tell you this too: that Jaylen Waddle's over under. Do you know what his over under is?
7.5.
11.5. People, go bet this under. Bet this under now. You get 5 shots here.
It's going to be close. Like I could see the we know that the Giants aren't going to do it. It would make sense for the Giants to do it, but Dave Gettleman knows.
Giants could do it. By the way, this number is on the move. It was plus 100, and now it's minus 135. I just think when you look at, so again, quarterbacks going top 3. We think it's either a trade up for a quarterback or Kyle Pitts at 4. If it's a trade up, that changes things, because then the Bengals could go Kyle Pitts. Let's say they still go Jamar Chase. Let's say it's Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase. Even if the Dolphins the Dolphins go to DeVonta Smith or Penei Sewell, I can see Waddle landing at 7, 8, or 11. That's a lot of looks for it.
You put a lot of faith in Dave Gettleman. 7 and 8, I get. 11, I don't even know Dave Gettleman's draft history. I mean, Kelvin Benjamin, is that his guy, or is that someone else?
Yep.
You think he's not scared off by that?
He does. He's never taken the same position in a back-to-back first round.
But he even took a heavy set.
Unless you count drafting Christian McCaffrey and then Saquon Barkley in back-to-back years with different teams.
I mean, he even took a heavy set wide receiver. He likes big guys for defensive and offensive line, and he took a big wide receiver like Jaylen Waddle.
I just think he would get Daniel Jones. I think he wants to get Daniel Jones some help, and I don't know that even a Rashawn Slater or a Christian Darrisaw makes sense if you have Nate Solder there to play right tackle this year.
God.
I'm just saying.
I don't think Giants fans would agree with their sentiments about Nate Solder being the answer.
That's fine. I need Rashawn Slater to come off before 11. Okay, so we like the over 4.5 wide receivers there, and maybe there's not a whole lot to bet on these wide receivers. Bet the under on Jaylen Waddles, and
what's your basis? Did we say that already?
Yes, it's 5.5 on William Hill now. If you can find a 6.5, take that under.
What's DeVonta?
DeVonta Smith also 11.5.
Oh, so do you take them both, Waddle and Smith? Is that a good hedge or not?
No, both could happen, but
yeah, I don't know the math on that.
Yeah, you would need. I mean, you don't want to take them both. You don't want to take them both. I don't think.